Welcome to the Folktale Project. This is Dan Scholes. Last week we finished a set of French fairy tales by Countess Sophie de Ségur with a juxtaposition of a fable of Aesop and its transformation into a fable of Jean De La Fontaine. And I realized something, and that is that I'm doing a bit of a disservice, because La Fontaine was a fabulist in his own right, and as such I wanted to bring you a few stories this week from La Fontaine himself. These stories come from the original fables of La Fontaine, rendered into English prose by Frederick Colin Tilney, and this collection of stories is unique in that Tilney does not attempt to maintain La Fontaine's poetry, but instead renders it into prose, and even states that, notwithstanding the fact that the spell of La Fontaine's verse necessarily disappears when another language is employed, his English translators, both Eliza Wright and Walter Thornbury, have courageously attempted to do him justice in prosody. In this little book, no such effort has been made, chiefly for the reason that for any but the unusually gifted, to snatch at rhythm and rhyme is often to let drop the apt and ready word, as Aesop's mastiff dropped his dinner. We're going to start with the very first tale in this collection that Tilney has assured us comes from La Fontaine himself. This is The Two Mules. There were two heavily laden mules making a journey together. One was carrying oats, and the other bore a parcel of silver money collected from the people as a tax upon salt. This, we learn, was a tax which produced much money for the government, but it bore very hard upon the people, who revolted many times against it. The mule that carried the silver was very proud of his burden, and would not have been relieved of it if he could. As he stepped out, he took care that the bells upon his harness should jingle well as became a mule of so much importance. Suddenly, a band of robbers burst into the road, pounced upon the treasure mule, seized it by the bridle, and stopped it short. Struggling to defend itself, the unhappy creature groaned and sighed as it cried, "Is this then the fate that has been in store for me? That I must fall and perish while my fellow traveler escapes free from danger?" "My friend," exclaimed the mule that carried only the oats and whom the robbers had not troubled about, "it is not always good to have exalted work to do. Had you been like me, a mere slave to a miller, you would not have been in such a bad way now." And that is The Two Mules, a quick story from Jean De La Fontaine that really sings to this point of sometimes it's not good to be the boss. It's not good to have the exalted, important work to do. It's good to just do good, honest work, much like the burden carried by the mule who carried the oats. This is Dan Scholes for the Folktale Project. Don't forget that you can subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Overcast, anywhere you like to get your podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter at Folktale Project. You can find us on Auto Radio, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, anywhere you like to listen. And you can always head over to folktaleproject.com, where you'll find a new story waiting for you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And please, if you're enjoying the podcast, head on over to Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere that you listen, and leave a rating and a review. I really appreciate it. As always, thank you so much for listening.